So, there is a particular accusation that has, in the last 8 to 10 years, come my way multiple times. I have addressed it multiple times, but it keeps on coming up. So, I'm going to keep on saying it. And besides many other useless, brainless, senseless things that I've been told, the number one thing that I think it should be like the number one accusation or insult or whatever the fuck you want to call it that I'm getting is always the argument, oh, she's just looking for sympathy for black people. And this is always this notion or this narrative that I speak about racism and white privilege and attack white people, which is funny because since when has the truth become an attack? But okay, because I'm trying to get sympathy points from black people. I'm giving you a moment so that you can realize how fucking ridiculous that is. But let me just break it down for you, shall I? By the way, I need to digress shortly because there's oftentimes that comes in combination with the we don't need you to speak for black people, or why are you speaking on black people issues, or why are you speaking on black people's topics. And I just want to come in, sit down, have a moment, take a breath, take a very deep breath when I tell you this. Racism is a white invention, okay? Racism is a white issue. Racism, quite literally, is not the issue of black people. We did that, we uphold it, and it's our responsibility. And you telling me that I speak on black issues when I'm talking about racism is wild. That's incredibly insane. Because since when again is the crime that is being done to the victim now the victim's identity or part of the victim's identity? Because why the fuck are you telling me that racism is black people's issue when black people have quite literally nothing to do with that? They are victims of racism because our insanity, insecurity, envy, and blatant ignorance made them to be that. Not because they came up with, hey, let's do racism, guys, should we? Racism is a white issue. So when you see me talk about racism, this is the whitest thing I can do. It doesn't get whiter than racism. Colonialism probably, but that goes hand in hand anyway. So back to the topic at hand. I get that, people, they judge me by what I put on the internet. Completely understood. Why that argument doesn't make no sense above everything else, because I don't give a fuck about what people think about me. Let's start there, okay? I don't care who you are. Your opinion doesn't make nor break me, okay? You can't take it, chew it up, share it with your neighbor. I don't care. But that's particularly insane because it's more of a projection. Because why the fuck do you think that my self-value, self-worth, or my self-confidence would depend on comments from random strangers on the internet? That's a lot. And it sounds like you might need a few therapy sessions. I'm just saying. But on a more serious note, I get that because the bar for white people is in fucking hell, okay? Black people, that's my personal assumption. And I make that conclusion because I can kind of relate to the bar being in hell when it comes to basic humanity. Because when I see men really, really getting feminism and understanding their male privilege and actively working on deconstructing a system that constantly and globally holds women of all ethnicities under oppression globally, I do appreciate that. I have to call myself to order and be like, man, that's his fucking job. That's what he's supposed to do. And it's the bare fucking minimum after hundreds of years of oppression of women, particularly of women of color, for men to sit on the internet and explain to other men why they should not be oppressing us. It's the bare minimum. And it's the same thing with racism too. We have been so incredibly and inherently racist and ignorant towards the entire existence of Black people ever since we mutated. Okay? You need some scientific research if you have a problem with me using the word mutation. There are some more pretty mutations and there are some you looking like mutation, but so back to the topic at hand. Fact of the matter is, stating obvious facts, that the Black woman is the blueprint, that the Black woman is the most oppressed and underestimated human being in the world, has nothing to do with pondering towards the likes of Black women, because why the fuck are you downgrading Black women to an extent that they will see value in what they taught me? I didn't wake up one day and be like, let me go on the internet and be tussling with fucking white people because I want Black people to like me. You sound so fucking stupid. It's kind of painful, actually. And also for you to think that Black people are on here impressed by me repeating their teachings is a whole new level of, I don't even know what it is. Because anything that comes from this mouth in regards to racism, I'm repeating it from Black people. They don't need to like me. I would go a bit further and say that my existence is pretty damn irrelevant to Black people in general. If they're appreciative of my content, that's nice and beautiful, but it ends there.